Hey guys, and welcome back to just a quick little video that I have for you guys today. A couple of you guys were asking for in my last episode of Thrift Store Finds where I showcased this Lenovo ThinkPad that I found. A couple of you guys were asking for me to do a more in-depth video on it, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So as I mentioned in that video, this is the ThinkPad SL510. This particular model came out in around late 2009. And for those of you who don't really know the whole story behind Lenovo acquiring the IBM ThinkPad brand, they actually purchased the ThinkPad division of IBM from them in around 2005, and they acquired they reached a licensing deal where Lenovo was allowed to produce ThinkPads under the IBM name for 5 more years after 2005 when the initial deal was made. And it turned out that they only really did that for about 3 years until around 2008. I think it was early 2008. They actually started making ThinkPads under the Lenovo name. So this one right here is from around a year afterwards. This came out in, as I said, late 2009. And the base model of this laptop sold for around $529. However, there were a lot of features that were actually taken off of that one. I'm going to be getting into all that later, but first off, let's just kind of go around and I can show you, all of the ports that this laptop has, and we're going to actually be booting this up, and I will be showing you some of the specs. So let's just get started with that right here. So on the front here, obviously, we have the Lenovo and the ThinkPad logos right there. On the left side here, we have a VGA out port, we have a eSATA port, Ethernet, and HDMI out, as well as your audio jacks right there. On the front here, there's really not much to see except for a couple of indicator lights over here. And on this side, we've got two USB ports. I believe these are USB 2.0. We've got your wireless switch up here. We have an SD card reader right here, which is pretty nice. And you've got your DVD and CD drive right here, as well as your power. One thing I totally forgot to mention on this side is there is a express card slot right here. I totally went past this, but yeah, this laptop supported the express card format right there, so you could use that. On the bottom here, not really much to see also, except for the battery right back here. So, there it is. A couple of laptop review sites that I looked up on said that this thing got around 4 to 5 hours of battery life on, just like some light usage. So yeah, it does feature a fully removable battery, as you can see right there. So this is it. So yeah, this is the user serviceable battery right here. There's also the Windows 7 product key over there that I'm not going to try to show. So yeah, that is basically all of the ports on this laptop. Now I'm going to actually be booting this thing up, and I will show you, what specs that this thing has. So I'm just going to do that right here. It does actually still hold a charge, so that is pretty nice. One of the things that I totally forgot to mention that is pretty obvious anyway is that this laptop is in incredibly good condition. Especially telling here on the inside, there is very light keyboard wear. I assume that this laptop was definitely not used in like a heavy use environment, like maybe like an office or something. Maybe this was used as, I don't know, somebody's like home office computer, sort of like a I don't know, secondary laptop, that sort of thing. The only thing missing from this laptop is the little track point right there. You can see that it has gone missing. So yeah, that isn't there. But all the keys, as I said, look to be in very good shape. The same story with the trackpad right there. There isn't really any signs of use there at all, as well as on the two buttons, both above the trackpad and below the trackpad. So yeah, let's just boot this thing up here, and I can show you some of these specs, which I did briefly do in my last video, but I didn't really go into too much detail about it. So let's turn this on here. It wants to turn on. Also, totally forgot to mention there is a webcam up there, so you can see that. Pretty nice right there. So we're going to boot up here. I'm actually going to boot into the BIOS because Windows 7 is not fully set up on here, so I'm not going to be able to go into my computer or anything like that. So yeah, here we are in the BIOS. I'll show you right here. So yeah, this has a 2.2 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, the T6670. It's got 2 gigs of RAM, and I believe it has a 250 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. This particular model would have sold, I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but this would have sold for around $800 to $900 in late 2009 when it came out. The very base model of this, which I said sold for around $529, had a lot of features that are in this model that are not in that model. For example, there is no Core 2 Duo processor. There's only an Intel Celeron processor clocked at, I believe, around 1.6 gigahertz. There's no webcam, and there's also no Bluetooth. This model right here did support Bluetooth, which is, pretty nice. So, yeah, I mean, I think that is pretty much all there is to say on this laptop. I know this is kind of a totally different style of video on this channel that you guys probably aren't really that used to, but I figured I would do something, sort of quick, just covering this, again, ThinkPad SL510, as a couple of you guys were asking for it in my previous videos. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And also be sure to drop a comment down below, just letting me know what you guys think of this video style. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.